What's up, guys? Happy Wednesday. Good seeing everyone. So, we had plans to have a couple different things happen during this live. We thought at first we would do that tier list, but I didn't get a chance to get around to finding all the images I needed to make the tier list. And then I was going to have Ben from Texas Tool Crate over, but he is on a job and he wasn't able to meet with us. So, we're just going to have a more casual stream today. We'll try to answer as many questions as we can. We'll look at some new gear. And we'll definitely be doing a giveaway as well. So if you're just tuning in, there is a link to the Google form that you need to fill everything out. It will be down in the description and also uh, in the pinned comment of the live chat. Hello, everyone. Good to see everyone. Welcome, welcome. All right. Audio is good. Everything's good. I think we're ready to rock and roll. All right. So the thing about, like we talked about, best laid plans, of course. Ooh, Justin L, 10 gifted memberships. Thank you for adding 10 more channel partners. I really appreciate that. Look at all this. Awesome. Thank you so much. That was awesome. Thank you, Justin. Very much appreciated. And that will not be wasted because this live stream we are going to do like we've done in the past, where we have uh, what do you call it? Every 10 added memberships, we'll add another item, and in this case, we're gonna do just 10 because items this week are gonna be a little bit less, but there'll be more of them. So we're gonna add something to this. So because of those 10 that just gave, in addition to the one that we'll always get, we're also going to do a Lynette button lock. This is their knife in 14C 28N. Beautiful knife, great budget knife. So that will be what we'll give away, and we have up to 2. So if we have another 10, we have another item for that. And then I have 2 other things to give away at, well, obviously because we're having a live stream, and then one when we hit 200, if we hit 200. So yeah, there you go. We do need some kind of tracker, but between the 2 mods we have, I think we'll be all right. So we're at 10, so that's a nice round number. So just keep track from there. All right. So the other thing I wanted to talk about briefly, and then we'll go to questions and anything else that we have. So feel free to ask any questions, and we'll put those up and we'll try to answer those. Is I may do away with giveaways every single stream, simply because of how much effort it takes. Instead, what I'm going to do is do a monthly giveaway on maxleveledc.com that anyone can participate in. And then I'm gonna do for members, I'm gonna increase the number of winners from 3 to, like, 5, maybe 6. I haven't decided yet, but at least 5 winners at the end of the month. So, it will put everything together in a nicer package and make it a little bit easier for me to get things finished. So, I think that will be also easier for people to keep track of, because it's like, "Oh, did I do this month?" It's just gonna, I think it's gonna flow a little bit nicer. And then the giveaways that will happen on maxsalteec.com, they will come out a little bit later because I'm working on actually getting a new website. So the website will have a lot of resources on there. So in addition to having a place where you can find all of the things I like, you'll also be able to see guides. I'll be doing blog posts about products that I got in, things like that. It'll be hopefully a place where a lot of different things can happen, and I'm focusing mostly on either multi-tools or budget-related gear. That's my 2 primary focuses um, on that website, in addition to links and places to get discount codes and so on. So, yeah, I think that that's gonna work out a little bit better, and it's gonna save me a lot of time. I do wanna make sure that I'm still giving things away, and the good part about doing end of the month is I can build up, like, in little individual baskets, at least $100 worth of gear. Why is that so bright? Turn that down a little bit. Ooh, there we go. All right. Why is it so wonkadoodle? All right. It's a little bit better. That was like, why we got some weird coloration going on here? Oh, that's why. Yeah. So there you go. All right. And did my chat freeze? I wonder if my chat froze. Nope. Just haven't seen anything in a bit. Let me double check, make sure, see if I'm missing anything. Nope. Good. All right. All right. So, all right, we're good to go. So that will be the first winner. And then let's see, what are we going to win for the day? Not that one. So for the day, we are going to win probably my favorite, one of my favorite brands, and that is this. This is one of their small knives from Vosteed. It's really nice. It has back flipper, thumb stud, and front flipper on this one. So it has a front flipper and a back flipper and a thumb stud. It actually functions. Not sometimes that doesn't actually work, but this one actually does a pretty good job. The action is really, really good on this. Trying to think what it, a 14C 28N for this one as well. So great steel as always. And I did see that. Thank you, Ramses, for showing up. I appreciate you being here first and foremost. And thank you for the gifted membership. We had another channel partner. So this will be the other item that will be given away. That's just standard. So those were at least two winners today. There you go. Boom. All right. What else we got going on here? We don't see any questions right now. So let me talk to you about something. Let me see if we can find it. I wanted to show you guys a new modular multi-tool design. Uh, see, did they post it here? Did he do it? Yeah, he did. Okay, so here we go. So I want to bring this up. So if you look here, this is actually a new modular multi-tool being designed by Ant Designs. Now they do a bunch of more high-end stuff, um, like titanium multi-tools and pry bars and carabiners, all kinds of interesting stuff. Now this is a prototype, so he's just starting to work on it, but I like where this is going. It's kind of in that free T4 orientation, different locking system than what we've seen so far. Could be good. My recommendation to them was to make it more premium, a lot more premium than what we see in general. Like, so we have the Roxxon Flex, which will be coming out here in short time. It is my hope that they will also make this like the next tier up. So titanium handle scales potentially, but also um, what do you call it? Aluminum. But more importantly, like at least an upgrade in steel, 154 cm or better, something like that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. This is like super early in the prototype phase, so they're working on a couple of different variations, including a little bit bigger one, I hope. So we'll be curious to see what they come up with. But the lock seems to work very well. Let me see if I can find the video for that. I think he posted a video for it somewhere. Yeah, obviously he has that carabiner design. I don't think this is the design for that, the pocket knife over there. But he did a small short video of the first prototype, and I don't know if it's showing anywhere else, unfortunately. But no, that's some of the earlier stuff, so that's gonna be really cool. And yes, I do believe that, that there is more than enough space. There's definitely more than enough space in this, category. Initially, what'll happen is it just gives companies within their companies the ability to change out their platform without ever needing to create something new. Like when you have that handle, you can then come out with new implements and you don't have to worry about, building something brand new every single time. So I think that it could end up being very useful. So like modular tools are all going to look relatively similar, but actually, if you'll notice, the opening for that tool is on the opposite side, so it unlocks completely different, and it works similarly to a locking mechanism that's been around for a little while, but it takes a completely different approach. So between the goat tool, the Roxxon Flex, and this new thing from Ant Designs, it's three completely different ways to approach the modular system with kind of the same idea. I think all of them could end up being quite good, and they can easily play, uh, the categories and beat out the people who are taking their good old sweet time, to do this thing. You know what's weird, though? If we were to rate all of the major companies, Gerber, Sog, Leatherman, and Victorinox, and we were to talk about which ones could make modular tools and which ones should make modular tools, I think that would make a really interesting video, even just an interesting discussion. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this as well. This ability to deploy, so when you unlock it, these are unlocked, but when you deploy it, press up, it deploys the implements. And speaking of that, these are all new implements that were sent to me. I should show you them. So we have the mini scalpel holder. So this goes in the small slot instead of the large slot. So this is a new iteration. This is, I believe, a firing pin cleaner. So this is a gun specific tool. It's really, really interesting over here. I don't know what that's all about. Little parcel hook, and I would think this is more for extracting wires than anything else. And then this is a bike tool, I believe. It has a couple of different gauges on it. And on the other side, this is just some extra tools. I just slide them in to kind of show you guys. What did I just do here? And so these are three other tools. So also some gun specific stuff. So we have these here. I know this is for cleaning a bunch of different things on an AR platform. I believe this is for like, holding and rotating the barrel out on that same platform. I actually am not fully sure about everything. I'm also hoping that they make a bronze scraper because I know that it's important that the material, like the metal, is softer than the barrel and the other components. So they definitely should incorporate a bronze scraper for sure. Also, one I used to. Yeah, I think that's the general idea behind the hook. It actually tapers. Let me pull it out again. It tapers down to a point, which I like. Like, you see how it capers on one side, which I like, so it's a little bit fine. I can think of there's a couple of purposes for a hook like this, including, also you can get it pull a lock open potentially. But, there's a couple of ways you can use this type of tool. Um, it's just a generally useful thing. And the other thing that I hope they'll do is make a sheath that can store additional implements. So I'm hoping they do that because they desperately need to come with a like those sheaths that have slots on the inside, you know, for files and stuff. So I definitely think that would be a good call for them. See what else? What else is interesting that I saw recently? Oh, yeah, I'm glad you could come. Actually, I got something Kickstarter. Now, of course, the first thing I do is make it completely blow up, but it is pretty cool. Hold on, I want to show you guys. All right. Yeah, I should have grabbed it earlier, but here we go. It is, yeah, here it is. All right. So this was like one of these screwdriver things on Kickstarter. Check this thing out. Now, I messed it up because there's a couple of ball detents that hold it into a slot, this head, and I immediately, like, I pulled it off and it just all of the balls spring shooting it. So not exactly the best execution on this thing. What I like is that how many bits it stores in the size that it stores. I think that's what really caught my attention. Is I thought that was pretty cool. It wasn't particularly expensive. I got the aluminum variation. I believe this is aluminum and steel, but very cool. I tend to buy these things, and rarely does it end up being like really exciting when I get it. But every once in a while, something fun comes out of it. That's a cool one. I mean, that's the beautiful thing about about a modular system. You can determine which things sell the best, and so you can use that data analytics to give you future iterations. Like you can do different things. Yeah. Wow. Very good. Yes, it does. It turns into Mega Maid, and then it goes sock, sock, sock. Yeah. No. Love that movie. Such a good movie. That is a movie I would watch. In fact, I really want to watch it right now. Can you hear me okay? You're still okay? Um, he's very when he does his videos, he's very controlled about how he does them. I really appreciate the way he goes about what he says. It's a pretty substantial problem that Leatherman has found himself in with this quality control issue. It's not just what he showed. I've seen major issues that are common now to the point where you can't ignore them anymore. And specifically, the biggest for me, fire heads. I didn't emphasize it in recent reviews, but 3 of the 5 no, yeah, 3 of the 7 Leatherman tools that I bought recently all had plier heads that were way too tight on the pliers right out of the chute. That's not acceptable because most people don't have the skills or the patience to fix that problem, and they're simply gonna send it out. Are we not having sound here? Let me know if you can still hear me, if everything's good, or if it's not good. Let me know. Yeah, I mean, there was another great video. If you haven't seen it yet, John Gadget, his channel, which is a great channel, he did this whole video on the fact that Victorinox really hasn't made anything new in years. So, I agreed with everything he said. Pretty much everything he said was spot on. Victorinox has a problem because I don't know if they understand where to go from where they are to where they want to be. Like they're very consistent, but there's a point where they're going to be so far behind that they're going to have to like cannibalize their own lineup in order to make advances. Well, I mean, there's a difference between stiff, where it requires you to open and close it, and the fact that you have so much tension, the handle breaks essentially, like the tension on the spring breaks before you are able to open it, like, or you have to do it two-handed. That's not good. Audio volume, huh? I have to play around with that. I mean, they don't have to change, and the reason for that is because their quality control is that good, their price is that good. Like, you can still like, one of the cheapest tools you can buy right now is a Victorinox that's made in Switzerland. Think about that. That's crazy. And it's because of their economies of scale. They also have one of the most sophisticated automated system making their tools anywhere in the world. Now, they make one of the oldest designs, but is built the most advanced of any multi-tool out there. Not close. Um, so you're talking about the Ask knife. Let me look this up for a second. which stands for the American Service Knife. This is a Medford design, and let me actually show this because it might be relevant to what we just showed with Roxxon. Hold on one second. So this is the Ask knife. Now there's a bunch of different variations, bunch of different tools. There's a couple reasons why I probably won't ever get one. The first one is the price, $240, and each of the layers on this tool are incredibly, incredibly thick. Reasonably, like unless you're prying with a knife, you don't necessarily want a thick stock. And the problem is these are two-layer knives that are thicker than most four-layer Victorinox knives. So I have no doubt that they're very strong, but at the end of the day, it's a lot of money for I'm not sure what. Like I don't buy it. I don't think, and they don't have and like it's a modern day thing that has a quote unquote modular design, but he will not support anyone else building for it. In fact, he'll prosecute anyone who decides to make an add-on for it. So yeah, I'm not it's not one of those that I'm interested in personally, but I think it's cool. I like that he's trying new things. There you go. That's my thoughts on that. I'm not gonna be the one doing it though, for sure. I mean, I get that. I get that. I mean, like, I thought the Leatherman Free T4 had a lot of potential to be something that people used, but then they made it really hard to open, and then they continue to increase its price, and it's very strange. And then they keep releasing it in weird colors. Yeah, it's very weird. Very weird. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the Bedford things. Yeah. All right. Okay, so you know what? Here's what we're gonna do. I think for the next couple minutes, let's talk about what the companies can do modular tools and should they? That's a good topic because this is going to be the future of multi tools one way or another. And I think some companies really have a huge potential to move up. So if we're talking about SOG, okay, SOG has nothing to lose right now, nothing at all to lose in starting their entire multi-tool lineup over again. Like, they have 1 tool, just, like, 1 tool worth keeping, and the rest are pretty much just gone. Nearly every single tool is made overseas. Most of the USA ones are discontinued. Uh, the compound leverage system has a fundamental flaw because of the hardness of the steel and the leverage causes the little, gears to deform and you get play and then it no longer functions over time. So they have like nothing to lose and anything everything to gain from starting on modular like concept. They should absolutely jump in there with both feet. Period. Like can they? I don't know if they can and that's a big question, but should they? Yes, they should. They should absolutely whole hog go straight into it like as hard as they can. So that's a good question. Aren't some SOGs already modular? Potentially they were when the implements were available, but they haven't been available for about 3 or 4 years, and you can't buy them online anymore. They're just gone. Like, they and when I modular, you had to disassemble them, and you take out a tool and put other tools in. So, essentially what it was is they weren't necessarily modular, what they were is they weren't, like, making an issue about the fact that you could swap things out. That's what they were doing. Alright, so that's SOG. SOG absolutely should. The question of can they is up in the air. They have nothing to lose, though, by going full force because the last tool they made was absolute garbage, and, they haven't hit any kind of home run in years. So they definitely should. Now, Victorinox is the most interesting one of the 4. This is because they are the most capable people to make modular tools. Based on what they have available in their automated system, they could do a build your own uh, DIY Victorinox right now. They could have a store where you could pick the layers and it would build it and it would do it automatically, like assembled in a custom, like computer designed way. I mean, it would be super easy for them. They could do it. Here's the problem. If they do it, they put every custom maker of Swiss Army knives out of business overnight. Like the entire industry goes to 0. And the thing that people don't understand is the secondary market for Victorinox is driven a lot by people buying components to make new tools in. So there's not as much secondary market, which means there'll be a bunch of discounted Victorinox tools on eBay, and it'll be hard to pay $60 over here when you can just buy like a $10 or $15 version of it that's still in good shape. So they're in this weird situation, and then on top of it, you start to cannibalize some of your own lineup, right, where you don't need them anymore. So it's really interesting. They are the most capable of the 4, but they're probably the ones to lose the most when it comes to making a modular tool. By the way, if you're in here and you are just coming in, make sure that you go to either the description or the pinned comment in the chat to fill out the Google form for the giveaway that will happen at 9:45. So in another like 8 or 9 minutes. Make sure you do that. Just one entry. Uh, yeah, having SOG make high quality things is already like a big ask right now, I think. So I absolutely think they could do it. So if you really think about it, they could charge per layer and they could make good money. The problem is that, like I said, it would literally cannibalize their own market. I think to too much of an extent. I think it does too much damage to their own market, and because of that, yeah, I don't think they can. They can, but it's tough. It's really tough. Okay, now Gerber's in a weird place. Gerber could do it. They're like in the middle in both categories. Like they're more capable to make a modular tool than say SOG is, but they don't have all the expertise and they'd have to start out with something brand new. Like basically what they have is they have a bunch of old designs like the MP400, the MP600 and so on, and then some terrible designs like the truss, just awful. And a lot of those don't really matter that much in the long run. They could absolutely scrap those. The MP600 I like a lot, I will say that. But, like, they could start something fresh. They already have a shop that does custom, uh, tooling for the Gerber center drive. I got one just like that. Like, I got one that's not quite what you can get available. It's like a center drive plus, but with a non-partially serrated blade. So I think they absolutely could do it. Um But they would have to build something new. They'd have to start from scratch. That would be tough for them. I think that would be a little bit difficult, and to do it in a way that makes sense for them. Should they start thinking about it? They definitely. And then, of course, there's Leatherman. Um, Leatherman should could not really do it well. I hate to say it, and, for one simple reason. They are very good at making one thing repeatedly based on the machinery and everything that they have available to them in Portland, Oregon, which is older machinery. It does a very good job, but it needs to be done repeatedly. In order for them to do like a custom shop, it would require a lot of manpower and probably wouldn't pay off very well for them. I don't think that's their strategy. I think their strategy is to figure out which tool sets that they can pump out at large quantities and kind of hit the market at each level. The problem is that they're not doing that right now. They need to rethink all of their lineup, like, the entire thing needs to be redone, for sure. Inevitably, if they do this, like, they have a second brand, they will cannibalize themselves anyway. It actually doesn't help them. As long as they're using implements from the Swiss Army knife, it's gonna be the same problem. And I would not recommend them starting a whole new lineup with new implements in order to do it. That defeats the whole purpose. I think what people really want from Victorinox is a custom shop. You can build your own tool, right? Period. Like, they want a Swiss Army knife that they build themselves. That's why there's a secondary market right now. Yeah, that's a good question. Leatherman, does Leatherman have a strategy? Yeah, I don't know if they do. Um, well, I mean, I don't understand. I was this close to posting a video about the P2 and the P4 being discontinued. I may still do that. I'm still thinking about it. What I will do, I was thinking I might do this is to I'm gonna make that video available to members. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make the video available to members. I may eventually make it go live. But for now, I think I'm gonna hold off. I haven't decided. I haven't decided yet, but I'll make it available to the members. It'll be like an exclusive video, but it's already done. The video's done, so um, it's uploaded, and yeah, we'll see. Here's the thing: patents last 20 years. If you can't make something work within 20 years, you're you're not very good at business. You know what I mean? Like you suck. The thing is they did a good job with the Leatherman patents. They made them a lot of money. It was the number one selling multi-tool of all time, right? They got it mostly figured out. And then they also had the Surge, which had the same basically on the same patents. The Free Series was a good concept, but what happens when you don't get any outside consultation, you just live in this, like, circle where everyone's, like, patting each other on the back, is you don't notice things, and that's exactly what happened. When they released the free series, we found all these problems right away. They would have been found a long time ago, and they were developing it for 7 years. I mean, at some point, you gotta start asking people. Yeah. Thoughts on bare edge knives? They play some games about where things are actually made and what they're made of, and so I'm not a big fan. I got a couple knives I thought were in S30V, and not only were they not in S30V, they weren't made in the US, which they said they were as well. So I wasn't very happy. So unfortunately, I don't know. It might be a fluke, but that particular model wasn't. Kind of put a sour taste in my mouth. Good question. Do you have any plans on covering adjacent niches like camping or hunting gear? Absolutely. I used to do a lot of fishing, like a lot, like every day almost. Like legitimately a third of the year I was fishing. And I'm gonna start getting back to doing that. I got the meta glasses in large part because when I'm out there, I can just hit the play button. I can get some of that um, content, but I also want to just test going out and doing just more adventure related stuff. So we'll be seeing a lot more kits and so on. We'll be talking about some camping related gear. I'll be doing some modifications to my truck. So I have a Toyota Tacoma, and I'll probably be doing an overland setup for it because I'll be doing a lot of road trips for different events. And it's just a good way to kind of get things done. So we'll be talking about that. So fishing, camping, uh, kits and that kind of stuff. So yeah, we'll definitely be doing that. I just have to get out of the gear hell that I'm in. And by that I mean just having so much stuff to go through. It's kind of crazy how much stuff gets sent here. I got to stop saying yes. So yeah, definitely going to be figuring that. Definitely going to be asking Taylor for some heads up on that, overland stuff because I've seen there's a lot of different types of setups. I do think I want one that everything opens in line with the truck. So if you pulled into a normal parking space, you could still like use it. So yeah. Oh, also I definitely will be at Blade Show. I will definitely be at Blade Show, Atlanta. So if you are there, I will be trying to put myself in a position where like I'll let people know on Instagram or in the community section, hey, I'm over here for a few hours if you want to stop by, that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm definitely going to Blade Show. I will be there coming in on Thursday, and I will be leaving Sunday. I mean, I would love to do this, like where we just, go and have meetups. I would love that because, like, there's nothing better than just having good times chatting with people. There's nothing better than that. Yeah, it would be cool. I would like that. I really had a lot of fun when I went to demo days down in Georgia, and they have these crate events. So they have Georgia Bushcraft in the fall and in the spring. So wait, what is up with this light? Okay. Yeah, that's way better. Okay, so yeah, that was weird. Um, I definitely wish I could go to the fall gathering, but unfortunately, I won't be able to go. I had so much fun though. So, here's the thing, like I like folding knives. I think folding knives are great. They are, but I I almost always prefer a multi-tool plus a fixed blade. And I'm almost always carrying a multi-tool first, and then if I need another knife, I carry a fixed blade. And yet I end up reviewing so many folding knives. Now I do mostly like overview style reviews, but yeah, I mean the whole knife thing is tough. I don't know how anyone can have so many. I barely get to use the ones I have. Oh, and Mora. Yeah. Ooh, check this out. This is cool. I want to show you guys something. I figured out how to see if I can find it. Ah, here it is. So, you ever wanted to pocket carry a Mora fixed blade? I think I figured it out. So here's what I did. I cut this off right here, and then I hot glued a ulti clip in there. And then the last thing I did is I actually put a small amount of hot glue on the inside, kind of see that, to kind of create a little bit more um, tension, just a little bit more tension. This works incredibly well. But it's funny because this Mora Robust is $16. This is a $16 knife, and the pocket clip, this clip here is 14. So so this is a $30 total, but it's half the clip and half the knife. Pretty funny. And yeah, it works great. I'm gonna put it in right now. Works great. Cool. Rock and roll. And that works. Works great. Definitely an easy solution. I bought some cheaper clips that I don't know if they work or not, so hopefully we'll try that. I might do that as kind of like a guide video. Yeah. I mean, I'm too functional is my problem. Like, I'm always carrying a multi-tool because it's a folding knife plus more stuff, right? It's a folding knife literally plus other things. So what can the multi-tool not do? Well, it can't do fixed blade things. Like it's not very good at food prep because stuff gets in the little components, and it's not as tough as a fixed blade for outdoor tasks. So there you go. What's your multi-tool choice? I go back and forth with different things. You know what I've been really enjoying is the Leatherman curl. I've been really enjoying the Leatherman curl, but I end up back with the customized arc quite often. Even though I don't like the blade as much as I like the blade on the Free Series P2 and the P4 because they have a hollow grind. This is a really stout, really thick, uh, primary bevel. Like, it's you can see how big the edge is. Look at how big that is. That just tells you just how thick it is behind the edge. I really wish it wasn't so thick, but I still end up using it because I like the free platform. It's very fun and fidgety to play with, and, yeah, I tend to just do this a lot. And yeah, that's what I've been using a lot. Where do you get the green scales? I've talked about this a bunch. They're not scales, they're stickers, and they're like $12 or something like that for a set. They're laser cut, they stay on like a champ. I put them in my video where I did the 4 reasons for against the arc, so you can go there, and that's where the link is. Oh, I love those grips. I think they're great. I think they add such a nice, color the colorations are great. Look at the pattern actually follows. So, like, the way it's laser cut, it actually follows everything. See that? It's all lined up, and it does a really good job, like, it's great. And they just not seen anything, like, fold up on the edges or anything. It's been great. I mean, they've held up really, really well. Alright, so there's 4 more minutes before the giveaway, so make sure you guys get that stuff in. What do you think of our CPI? If you like titanium and you like it to be heavier than the Charge Plus, then go for it. I think the Charge TTI is not as good as the Charge Plus for a number of reasons. I actually think 154 CM is the most underrated steel right now because it's a non-vanadium steel, making it much easier to sharpen, but has really good properties overall. And the ergonomics on the, uh, Charge Plus, I think are a little bit better than the TTI, and it's a lot lighter, so alright. So what do we got here? What do we got going here? So as of right now, I think we have two winners. Um, Tim or Palmer, can you give me a check how many total memberships we've added so far? Because we only have to get to 20 total for me to do the second thing, the second item. See what else I want to put here. Not that one. We'll do that. So 11 members. So we need 9 more. So it's okay. It's no big deal. And like I said, I'm going to start changing it up. And here's the big reason. Here's the other reason why, not just for the time. We're going to start having a lot more guests on. I figured out that not only can I invite people, they can stream it directly to their channel at the same time through Restream. So I'm not going to interrupt things to do a giveaway, right? We're not going to do that. So I'd rather have interaction and then you guys get to participate in a dialogue, which makes more sense, right? Odin, so you need to enter using the pinned Google form, which is at the top of this thing, or in the description of this video of the like. Click on that and then fill it out. You have about another minute. You want to try to get that done before 9:45. All right, so we're at 150. Make sure we get everyone finished. Yeah, Tim succinctly said it. There you go. I hope not. I really hope not. That was the stupidest idea Leatherman has ever had, and all they did is piss off everyone. They pissed everyone off. They pissed off the collectors, they pissed off the average person, they pissed off literally everyone. No one was happy with it. No one. Oh, sorry. What is a good budget knife sharpener? I want to answer this question real quick. The best budget knife sharpener by a mile, like not even close, is, and I'm trying to remember, I don't want to get the name wrong because uh, just wanna just make sure. Yeah, it's the Worksharp guided field sharpener. Worksharp guided field sharpener. They are $35. Let me show you. You can buy them $35 on Amazon. They're $40 on um this one right here. This is what you want. It's the best one by a mile. Like, it's also very easy to take with you. It can do just about anything, and it's a great way to learn how to sharpen. And the plates are replaceable, as is the strop. Like, everything's replaceable on it, so you'll use it for years. And even if you get the more expensive sharpeners, I mean, I have everything pretty much, and I still use the sharpener all the time. When I go on trips, it's in my bag because I can just touch things up. It's perfect. Everyone should have at least this. They don't have to have anything else, but they should have at least this. All right. So let's go and do the sure. Yeah. I just the guided field sharpener is what you want. So for freehand for basic like field sharpening, the guided field sharpener. For angle sharpening, like the low version of the guided, sorry, precision adjust, that's the one I would go with. And then if you really like, I don't think anything replaces my Canyon blade grinder attachment. That thing is amazing. Okay. Yes, and I do like Work Sharp. I've always liked Work Sharp. All right, so let's go to the giveaway. 151 responses, almost exactly the number that we have. Let's make sure we check to see anybody come in after the time. Bunch of people. 1, 2, 3, 7 people. Okay, 147. 2 to 147. Let's go pull up the random number generator. All right, and 247, and then we'll just go ahead and pull this up. Okay, make sure I didn't miss anything here. Okay, cool. So I want to, real quickly, I just want to be clear. Leatherman will never remake the crunch. The crunch is done. They're never going to make it again, and I don't think anyone ever will. Hates. Sorry. Uh, Leatherman does not have the ability to do to redesign. in my- And there wasn't enough demand anyway. Okay, so do let's do the first winner. So the first winner is going to get the what did I say. So the first winner is going to get the Vosti. This is for just people showing up for the live stream, which we're still doing this time. So we'll do 1, 2, and then the third one will be the choice. 121. 121. 1, 2. Winner is Ryan. YouTube profile is Ryan Holloway. I think it's called the Chipmunk, the Vosti Chipmunk. Let's see if we Oh, there you go. Cool. So you're good to go. Don't have to do anything else. I will send you an email. Congrats, Ryan. All right. So We're gonna do another one here. 1, 2, and then this will be the winner. 6. Ooh, an early person. Okay, 6. I think it's funny. I said, "Give me a four-digit code," and this one has letters in it too. All right, so the winner is Paul, and the YouTube profile is Spolt, Spolt. And this is going to be for the Remet uh, folding knife with button lock. I really like this knife, by the way. It has a fantastic texturing on the button, and it's not a circular button. It's like oval, which is kind of good. And it's got my Cardo. Nice. See, they're here. All right, you're here. Awesome. So you don't have to do anything else. You're good to go. So that is our winners for this time around. And thank you again to everyone who donated towards uh, just getting people in as members. That's going to become more important. When I eventually reboot Etsy, which I will, I'm probably going to end up selling my props in my studio props, which are one-offs. Basically, you'll be seeing a lot of knives up there at 50% off. You'll be seeing a lot of gear and other things at 50% off there. So that is something that I will be doing. I'm going to get some help with that. So what will happen if you're a member is you will get early notifications. I will be sending up, hey, this stuff's coming up this time. If you want, be there. And everyone else is just going to get notified when it happens. So I'll make a public post at that point, and then everyone will join in. So some people will have a little heads up, and some people will get a little bit later on. Sort of like an added bonus to being a member. And I appreciate your help because what that does is it gives me residual income to do things like all of the shipping, which if you didn't know, these giveaways are international. So if you were international, we can ship to you, and other things that I have down in the works. Eventually, I want to expand on what memberships can do. All right. So let me stop sharing screens. All right. So we have a few more minutes here. We can chat about basically anything. Um, if you got any questions that you'd like to pose now, now's a good time. I'm curious, did everyone get, or did anyone get, I should say, the Cold Steel Format Scout? Is that $50 right now? Because I couldn't pass it up. This is normally like $80. This thing is ridiculous. What a monster. I mean, it's not as big as this bad boy, but just cut my hand off because I wasn't thinking. By the way, if you do this and you just let go, if you don't have your finger all the way up there, bad news bears. So you do not want to be pointing the tip up when you unlock it. You want to be kind of at an angle. Don't do that. This is a folding kukri, and it is every bit as like 14 inches, I think, something like that. It's ridiculous. It's just a sword, and it has a triad lock. The lock is ridiculously strong, as is the one. I mean, it's the triad lock that's also on the Formax as well. Good question, Dale. What's my current flashlight? I have been carrying pretty much the same flashlight every day. It's been the wow, why can't I remember the name? The Well Tool, the Well Tool T1 Pro Tac. I've been carrying that every day. Uh, I basically decided that I'm only going to carry flashlights that can use standardized batteries. The other one that I've been playing around with and really enjoying is the new Robivon E30, which not only has in lithium polymer, which can use up to like 2600 lumens, it can run on 2 AAAs at the same time, which is super crazy. It's super cool. I'm trying to get used to the UI on that. It's a good light. That's like the mid-range. I'm trying other lights, but I'm basically decided that I'm basically phasing out lights that don't run on either AA or AAA. Because the AA, you can get the 14500, which is super powerful, and it just doesn't yeah. Favorite button lock under 50? Ooh, that's easy. That has to be it has to be the Pyrite. Pyrite's nuts. Under 50, you get AR-RPM 9 steel. In my opinion, the best button lock action because it has, like, a shelf, so it feels really secure to me at least, and you can get both the Pyrite and the Pyrite Alt for under $50. They have vertical pocket clips. They're really slim. I have wished the XL variation, which here's an XL, was cheaper, but the XL is my favorite. Yeah, the reason I like the Well tool, by the way, the flashlight, so much is because with that 14500, it has, like, 650 lumens, but 24,000 candela. It is ridiculous. Now this is the Pirate XL. This is my favorite variation by a pretty sizable margin. Check out how nice and thin that blade is. Fantastic, this knife, like, incredible. And the small one isn't as good in my opinion, but it's still really good. Crazy, crazy good. Yeah, here's the problem. You get this under 50, it will forever ruin you, right? Like, if you get a Pyrite, y and you've not had any decent knives yet, like, you're gonna be like, "Wait, what? You're charging $60 for an 8CR? Like, this is crazy, right?" It'll change your mind. Yeah, like, if you can stomach a little bit more money and you like large knives, the Pirate XL, it borderlines one of my top 5 knives under 60, $70. Like, it's so close to being one of the best knives maybe ever, just 'cause it's so thin and slicey. This thing, like, is an apple cutting just masterpiece. I like both variations of the Pyrite, though. The sheep's foot one is really, really good, and the other one is really good. Um, I think, like, they're both really annoyingly just over 3 inches in blade length, like, really annoying. Sencut Serene, I haven't found a Sencut that I really like yet. Like, here's the thing, under $30, you can get the Civivi Mini Praxis for 30 bucks. It's nuts. So, it's real tough to see, like, the reason to buy a Sencut knife. It's very difficult. Like, this version that you're talking about, that's like a $300 knife. I'm pretty sure it's like 2 something. Let me take a look. I'm curious to see how much that is. Uh, yeah, okay, let's take a look. See. 270. Yeah, 270. $270 for that variation. No, just no. Like, for over $100 less, you can get a Hogue made MKS from KnifeWorks in Magna Cut. I think those are like 160, so less than 110 dollars less. Still made in US, better action, G10 scales instead of, like, plastic scales or whatever. It's just, anyway, Benchmade is crazy expensive right now. They're still really good. Their customer service is phenomenal, I'll tell you that. Did I miss a question? Okay. Sorry, let me go back to this one. Would really like some info on an old Fiskars multi-tool with Gerber blade. Just email me. Just email me. Um, I can try to help you if I can. I bug out an M390 that only a knife or an arc and Magna cut that's actually it's the Magna cut multi-tool is $40 cheaper. But to be fair, the Magna cut multi-tool has really bad cutting geometry. Like not great cutting like it's really thick behind the edge. So there you go. Yeah, sorry, Ray. I didn't I sometimes miss that stuff, and so if I see it, I'll try to go back and, you know, answer it when I can. But you can always email. Guys, my email is there for you. I do get from time to time. I try to be responsive. I try to be helpful if I can. I like solving problems, so just email me. Yeah, no, um, CGP came out of nowhere. They had mostly okay knives, and then when the Pyrite came out, it just blew up. Like seriously, like their lineup just got good overnight. It was crazy, and the I think a big part of that is the steel. So the steel on the Pyrite, they are RPM 9, and if you've never heard of it before, it's because it's an in-house steel that Artisan Cutlery makes that is a powder metallurgy steel. You getting a powder metallurgy steel under $50 is just craziness. What was that Hogue I mentioned? Or what not this part. What was that Hogue I mentioned? I will find it for you. So Knife Works, and I need, um here we go. Let me see if I can find it. Um, Ritter, Hogue. Find it for Here we go. Here we go. Oh, they have a small variation now for 160. I might be buying that. All right. So this is the small variation, but they're both, I think, the same price. So here you go, right here. So here's the Doug Ritter RS. What did I say? MRS? Yeah, RSK is what I meant to say. And this is the smaller variation, 160. Black G10 handles, excellent. Made in America, Ritter Hogue. It's phenomenal. And then he also has, where's the larger variation? It's the auto. Here's the Mac. Okay, here's the Mac. This was cheaper. It's gone up a little bit. This is the larger variation. This is the one I have. This is 180. So Magnicut blade. Oh, it's out of stock. So I guess it went up. But yeah, these sold out. And you can get a uh Deca. Deca. I'm just you can check. There's a ton of different places, but you can get the Magnicut Hogue Deca for 134. You can get the G10 variations for a little bit more. And I would recommend getting the cheap version and then getting aftermarket scales. That's my recommendation. That's what I would do. How do you modify your EOD replacement cutters to fit the rebar? It's pretty straightforward. So the corner of the cutters, right where like the screw is, right next to it, there's a corner. Now in the EOD cutters, it's very square. But for the rebar in most of the other tools, it's rounded. So all you have to do is take a Dremel tool and actually round that corner until it fits. And you don't have to be that accurate because the thing is it engages at the very top where the flat section is and engages inside. So as long as the corner does some amount of curving, it should fit. And what I was thinking of doing is just taking a Dremel and grinding some of the bottom part of it away, so it would make a hardwire cutter. So you can use basically the EOD cutters, if you don't mind the little modification, and they might even cut better. How difficult is it to sharpen AR-RPM 9? No harder than 440C or 154C on it. Like, it's very easy because it's a non-vanadium steel. This is I cannot emphasize it enough. Uh, you should have a non-vanadium steel in your lineup of knife steels because they're very easy to sharpen. That's a great example. I mean, it does sharpen pretty well. It's not like 420 easy, but it's certainly easier. All right, more Leatherman mod videos coming soon, perchance? Probably. Um, I was thinking of like, there's so many things I wanna do, I just have to get through the stuff that I have to review. I would like to craft my own multi-tool lineup, right? Like, I would make like 5 multi-tools or 6 multi-tools that I think would cover the widest range of individual uses and so on. I think I need more than 5, but something like that. I would like to, like, pick and choose from different brands and stuff and put them all together into one, right? And make my, like, own brand if I could, you know what I mean? And I was gonna do the same thing with flashlights. If I was a flashlight brand myself, and if I was assembling a flashlight brand, which would be the flashlights I would take from every brand, you know? Those. That's what I was gonna try to do. That would be a fun video, right? If I was the owner of Leatherman, like, what would I have in my lineup kind of thing? And then I would modify the tools to get to where I want it to be. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. This is a great deal. I don't know if they're still running. Let's see. Do they still have any left? I don't even know if they have any left. Do they have any left? Let's take a look. Oh, they do. They do have them left. Here, let me take a look. Let me show you. They are great knives. So the Lander 1, which is the first one that Ben Pearson came out with, is, and these have modular scales, so, like, you can basically mix and match, they're open source. They're currently selling it at $45, which is a very good deal. I have the one in 14C28, which is not on sale, that's 80 still. It'd be really nice if that was 22% off. But if you don't have one, this is a good all EDC knife. It's just a little small for me. I actually borrowed the Lander 2, which I have actually right here. Let me take that off. So I have the Lander 2. I have 2 variations of the Lander 2. Oh, I love this. This is a great knife. Perfect size. This is almost a one and done. It has a clutch lock, which means you can adjust the tension. The scales are also modular, and this micarta was contoured. Ugh, so good. So good. Anyway, pretty reasonable too. It's like 134 for S35 VN. Super choppy. Alright, I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on with the audio. We'll have to play it back and see how it sounds. Try to figure it out for next time though. Could just be me moving around a lot. I mean, I'm probably never gonna come out with my own multi-tool. I've thought about this a lot. I could get my tool set designed, made in China, and then shipped here. The problem is it's it would put a lot of pressure on my relationships with other multi-tool companies. I don't wanna do that. I don't wanna do that. So you can buy kits on AliExpress that allow you to disassemble a Swiss Army knife and put it back together. I also found a cool trick using M 2.5 millimeter threaded rods with nuts on the end. That was a cool trick. Oh, well, last time I anyway, I think it's about time to say goodnight anyway. Who's calling me? So much stuff going on here. Anyway, it was good seeing everyone. I always look forward to this. Hopefully next time around, I think we can maybe get someone to come in and maybe we can have a chat. and that way we can have a little bit more fun instead of me talking to myself. Yeah, the clutch lock, the Lander 2 is probably one of the best knives he's made, other than the Baby Banter, which I think is fantastic. Great knife. Absolutely fantastic knife. Very reasonably priced. I was actually I thought it was gonna be more, but no, he really nailed it. Jesus, everyone's blowing up my phone. Alright, with that, as always, guys, thank you so much for your time, and we'll talk again really soon. Next week. Alright, have a